Check 1, 2. Is this thing on? Hello? Check. Of course it is. Hey everybody, this is JAYREELZ, the host of the JAYREELZ podcast, coming to you from the Boogie Down Bronx in New York City, north of Manhattan. This is my maiden voyage into the podcast universe. Hopefully the first of many, 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 many more to come.
What is happening, my good people? Greetings. 5 years, what an achievement. Who would have thought that on March 1st, 2018, that I'd be standing here in front of you guys and gals, whether you're been here for the first time or been throughout this journey, whether somewhere in the middle, even going back as far as the beginning, to think that 5 years have gone by just like that in the blink of an eye. 337 episodes. And now here we are celebrating that. It's just an honor. It's a pleasure. It's a privilege to bring to you week in and week out of what my brain, my thoughts, my heart, my soul, and my passion to discuss everything that's happening in the sports universe. And it's really been a fascinating journey. Just think about this. When I first started, I didn't really have a plan. And 5 years later, I have more of a plan as to what it is I want to do as far as making this not only just my present, but more so my future as far as doing what I love. Because again, sports, it's been in the blood, it's been in the DNA pretty much since day one. So why not do something that you love that doesn't feel like work? That's number one. Number two, think about all the guests that I've had. Now, I understand I haven't had a plethora of guests or a consistent week in, week out variety, but when it comes to having former athletes, when it comes to having studio hosts, when it comes to having writers, former All-Stars, Super Bowl winners, I've had quite a bit. And I am grateful and thankful as a one-man operation doing what it is that I love once again, that I wouldn't change it for anything. Yes, there have been some bumps and bruises along the way. Yes, we went through a pandemic where I had to manufacture content and come up with things on the fly. But even that, as challenging as it was, basically, bottom line, was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed every second of it, even throughout that time, 2020 to 2021, having to come up with just material to entertain and inform everybody out there who follows the podcast. What I remember most about these first 5 years is just being able to be not only creative, but also being productive, and more importantly, being consistent. Because as we all know, for everybody and anybody who wants to get into podcasting, whether you have a set timetable or whether you have seasons, sports, as we know, it's always changing. There's always news. There's always something that's going to take place, that's going to happen. So it's not as if this particular format for me works plentifully, considering that there's so much that happens on a day-to-day basis. So knowing that it does change, it evolves, current events, etc., this is my bailiwick to be able to go in on everything that's happening in sports and to share that with you, my perspective on my thoughts, feelings, opinions, and analysis on it all. So again, it all boils down to one last thing before I conclude, and that is you, the listener, the follower, the fan, whatever you want to call it. Because without you guys and gals, not to say there's no me, but in order for the show to grow, I need your input. I need your feedback. I need for you to be there, whether it's week in, week out, podcast in, podcast out, twice a week, Monday and Thursday, or even if you float in on particular days where there's a particular sport that you love and you want to hear what it is they have to say. I get that. And obviously with so many other platforms and so many other personalities that are doing pretty much the same thing that I do, it goes without saying how much I appreciate your support, how much I do not take it for granted, how just you getting the opportunity to listen to me out of your busy schedule, whether it's commuting to work, on the treadmill, in the middle of cooking, cleaning, whatever it may be, just knowing that you take a slice out of your day, carve some time to listen to yours truly, it means the world to me. So here's to 5 years. May we have 5, not only years, but 5 decades more. And I get it, that's a bit of a stretch, but you know where I'm coming from, because as I like to say, as long as the good Lord has me on his green earth and I'm alive and breathing, I'm going to continue to put out content twice a week, week in, week out. My detailed analysis, thoughts, opinions with passion, fire, fury, energy on all that's happening in the world of the diamond, ice, gridiron, hardwood, golf course, racetrack, tennis court, boxing ring, octagon, you name it. From my lips to your ears, from my heart to your soul, from where I am to wherever you are, the JAYREELZ podcast always comes correct, directed, in full effect. And as I like to say, on each and every episode. From the South Bronx, the South Beach, the South Central, the South Pacific, and all points beyond. Peace, love, and God bless everybody. And until next time on the JAYREELZ podcast, thank you for following. Thank you for subscribing. I truly appreciate it. One more time, until next time on The Flip, baby.